Next, I like Yukti to invite our next guest, uh, Sakshi Rajput.
So our next speaker is Rajpura, a computer science student at GSFC University, Gujarat. She has proficiency in data analysis with tools like Microsoft Power BI, BigQuery, Excel for analytics. She previously worked as a digital marketing intern for 3 months and presently working as an intern for content writer. Now I request her to please take the stage.
Hello, hello, am I audible?
Yes, yes, Sakshi, you are.
Hello,
Yeah, Sakshi, we can hear you.
okay. So shall I present my screen?
Uh,
Just a
yes, you
second.
can. Yeah, start your presentation.
So, good evening, everyone. I am Sakshi Rajpura and I am from Vadodara and I study computer science and engineering from GSFC University. So, today I'm going to talk about data. Anything which is related to data is very important to us. In today's life, data is something which is very close to every human. We cannot live without WhatsApp even one day. Like we all agree that. So, data is something really significant to our life. So today I'm going to talk about cloud computing, data analysis, and data privacy. So starting with cloud computing, what is cloud computing? So cloud computing is basically a practice where see every each location is a data center. Like I'm using my laptop right now, and that is my data center. So cloud computing is all about what is cloud. So cloud is basically internet or network, and internet is it is a network. So here it is, if we talk about, we all use Google Drive, right? So Google Drive is a cloud. Okay, so there are different types of cloud. So first I'll make you understand what is cloud computing. Then cloud computing, it is a practice of network using remote data centers. Like you are using laptop, I'm using a laptop, and if we share a Google Drive, if I share you a link, then that is, we are sharing that link via cloud. So there are different things we use daily, like Google Drive, Apple iCloud, Dropbox, even we can say iTunes. So cloud is used for storing our data. We process our data there. It is also very flexible when it comes to designing the layouts. It is also very low cost. Why are we using cloud computing a lot in this era? Because I think it is more flexible. You can share it, when it comes to sharing a lot of pictures to your friends, it is very difficult to select each picture and share them. Rather, I would prefer sharing a link drive. So that is how it makes your life easy. When you talk about hardware, firstly it is very expensive. The deployment factors are very hard, very difficult when it comes to deployment. When it comes to authentication, hardware are not as good as a cloud. And about when we talk about privacy, then I think cloud computing is little, we can fear that yes, we don't get data privacy. But I think when it comes to basic things like internet, we all have internet. But when you don't have internet, when you don't have good internet speed, the Google Drive won't work. Cloud computing is useless there. So in cloud computing, there are different types of cloud. First comes the public cloud, and second comes the hybrid cloud. See, private cloud is something which everybody uses, right? You, me, we all have Gmail accounts. So we use a private cloud. When it comes to public cloud is something which is used by the organization or businesses. It is shared among the organization. So one can make a good service model, or one can make any business decisions in itself. When it comes to hybrid cloud is something which is public. Yeah, there is one private cloud and there are different public clouds. So there is one private cloud which is by the user or whatever clients they have, and other are the public by the different organizations. So why we prefer hybrid cloud? So hybrid cloud is something like, if you know AWS, that is Amazon Web Services, Microsoft Azure. Why they are so hyped up? Because when it comes to hybrid cloud, first is you get the user experience, there is a flexibility, you can know all the viewpoints, you can work together and make a decision about the business. So I think hybrid cloud are hyped because of their flexibility, of their reliability, and it is of course optimal. Second is, what cloud computing is not about is a hardware. When you see that it is very tough to store lot of things, even if you see that at times your gallery is full, you always get that update your cloud, update your storage, or you have to take 64 RAM and this and that. So rather than this, what is more easier, you get a Google Drive of like 2.5 something MB. So it is giving you a more flexible area where you can store your things, when you can have your backup. So cloud computing is very very important when it comes to a big network of things. When you are working with an organization, it is very hard to talk via WhatsApp or you talk via social media. Rather, it is more better to communicate via the drive. Next is, what is data analysis? This topic is really very important for everybody to know, because when we see a Excel sheet full of data, we are like, no, it's a headache, because it's not clear about what you are saying. So I think most important 6 phases of data analysis, first come is the ask phase. So when we talk about a data analyst, what a data analyst does is ask. You see that when you are in a college, or when you are a student, you get a lot of forms to fill. So that is a part of ask process, where you ask different things to different people, you take feedback. So that comes in the ask phase. Second comes the prepare phase. So you get the data, you prepare the data, you actually know that it is coming from where. Suppose it is coming from any third party organization or any secondary firm, then you should also know that where it is coming from. So that is the prepare phase. Then comes the process, that how you process the data. Like when you know that this is the data, you should also know that what was the previous data, what was the last year's data. Like have to compare it after all. So you need all the resources that are related to the data that is given to you. Second comes the analyze phase. Analyze phase is where you analyze the data, where you sort it date wise, month wise, year wise, whatever is feasible for you and your organizations. You always analyze the data the way your firm wants the data to be. If your firm want the trend, the last year's trend of the products, then you won't do this year's trend. You will of course see the last year data, you will sort the data month wise, year wise. You won't bother about what are the name of the product. You will rather bother about what is the year and what is the month, because you want the time. You want the time analysis. So that is how you analyze the data. Second is visualize. How you visualize? So you make dashboards. Why are dashboards so important? Because when you are giving a presentation to the non-technical team, they don't know what is data, they don't know what is Excel, they don't know what is this trends and all. So you need to give them an example, you need to show them the visualization. And it is always said that rather than reading, pictures are very important. So when you show a line, a curved line, they'll know that what was the trend there and what is the trend now. So it becomes very easy to make understand the non-technical team about what the data is and what your stakeholder wants. Okay, so it is very important to visualize. Then comes the act phase. In act phase, I think most important are your presentation skills. If you go very deep into the visualization, nobody would know. Like, I don't know if my stakeholder wants to know about the product's color or product's name. No, if he's interested in the time series, he will know that what is the time series, trends, I'll show him the time trends. So that comes in the act phase. So these were the very basic 6 phases data analysts do, and that is all data analysis about. So why it is important? So it reveals the insights. Okay, it is very tedious to look at big datas, or to look at very big excel sheets, or work with power bi and all. So basically what data analysts do is they cut and short down the basic insights to know that what is the data about. So it tells you that what basically your business or your firm or whatever your stakeholder, your project manager wants. See, data is everywhere. It is in spreadsheets, it is in sales pipeline, it's in social media, it's in customer services we give. We take a Google form, so we get a lots and lots of data. So to analyze it is very important. Next we talk about data privacy. Now I think privacy is something fundamental right of human. When it comes to data privacy, I think the most important is that data limitation, that how much they collect data from you. Like what is the limit? When you know that the organization or the company has to ask you about only the name and phone number, and it is asking you about your gender, or it is asking you about your personal questions, then that is the time you have to stop. So there are the basic, I think, 3 things that helps us with data privacy is encryption. It is about you, the data is concealed, and it appears as your random data. Like encryption is, we see that in WhatsApp we have encryption. So it is about when I am giving my data, the data is encrypted, so nobody knows that where is the data from. Second is the access control. Who accesses your data? You're giving data to our organization, but you don't know what other party is doing, because in that organization where you're giving data, there will be lot of data. So you don't know how they will use your data. And in the era of cyber crime and cyber threats, I think it is very important to know that how much collection of the data is being there, what is the purpose, what is the specification, and what is the security part. So basically what as a user you can do is that first you read the Q&As, you see the protocols. That is, I think, very important as a user for you to see, to protect your data, because you don't know what they are going to do with your data. Always indulge with the companies and organizations you feel safe about. Third comes something very important is two-factor authentication. Years back I read that there was an Instagram problem where when you log in into one device, then you log in into another device, like some of your friend by mistake logins into your account, then you wouldn't know. Like even that was in WhatsApp web, that someone scans from your phone and uses your WhatsApp from the laptop, you wouldn't know. But now it has come about the two-factor authentication. And also now you know that yes, someone is using your data, someone is using your device, or it is one thing is being operated on two different things. So I think even I was I have gone through this data privacy thing. I had enrolled for a course in Coursera, which is a very trusted thing. So I think that was not my mistake, but definitely I had given my visa card, right? So when I had a 2-month course, so when my 2 months were completed, the withdrawal was happened, like my money was taken by them. But I did not know that it was a recurring card. So after 2 months of that, I came to know that, oh my god, I have given them 4 months fees because it was recurring card. So I think something they had to change about it, that they had to give me an email or a message to me that yes, your card is recurring. Do you want to do another course? And it is just about Coursera. It is many of the other platforms like Z5, or I have seen that with my eyes, that data is used, like they don't give us the I think they don't give us the proper platform, right, for the data privacy. So I think it is the user also, and it is the organization also who has to take this data privacy very very seriously, because there are a lot of cyber things going on around us. There are lots of harassment, cyber harassments, and lot of frauds happening. So as a user, you should be very very careful when you are talking about data. We find it very okay to give our name everywhere, to give our email everywhere, but you don't know what other side of the uh, other side, what is going on. So I think data privacy is very important. So five simple tips here are that you use your passwords which are very unique, which are very strong, and which are unpredictable by anyone that is close to you for all your online accounts. Second is you there is regularly assess the privacy settings. You should know what are the privacy settings. You should have some information about it via FAQs, via searching it on online, but you should know about the privacy settings, and you should definitely have a control over it. Don't automatically provide your social security number just because if someone asks for it. And second is whenever you go through a cyber crime, you should always report, and make sure to secure your, even we all use Wi-Fi, right? So also make sure you secure your Wi-Fi network and all the devices that are connected to it. And always make sure that you make, whenever you make this credit card statement, or you use this receipt or documents, or any transaction you do, make sure that you are logged out of it. And because I have been through it, so I totally understand how one should protect the data. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Shruti. That was very
Actually, thank you,
helpful.
Sakshi.
Yeah, you did a very good research
Thank you.
and you present a very nice way and easy language. We have lots of comment
Thank you so much
about
for
your
having me on.
presentation. So, yes, you are going on a right direction about data, how to secure that, also how to do security settings, privacy data, how we can keep our data as a private
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, actually, we
position.
can one time have a presentation by Sakshi to really demonstrate how to better use the security settings on, say, Facebook account or LinkedIn account or Twitter account. I think if she's okay, she can prepare a presentation and give
Yeah,
in agenda.
Sakshi
Yeah,
have now homework.
yes, you got your homework that you have to prepare a presentation and how people can actually do the settings. It will be another 30 minute
Sure,
presentation. Just
sure.
focus on
Love to go in.
settings. Yes, yeah. So it was a very good analysis you did that everybody wants online services. Many services are based on freemium model. So companies do try to mine your data and try to show you the web advertisements or try to sell you a product. So one has to be careful that how much you are using open platforms and what are the pros and cons of it, because people may think that hey, I want all the services free, but then I don't want to have anything, any of my data to be used by the
Exactly.
organization. Yeah, so it's like privacy versus profit or privacy versus service you are getting, right? So organizations also should be more truthful in telling their
Yes, they
customers.
should be very transparent, and I think for
Yeah,
users, it's very important that you know how, like, if it like people are obsessed with many things like skincare or eating or something, but they should also focus, like it should be a very important part of us to secure our data, because we feel we love having things for free, and but you don't know what's going on the other side. So I think data is very important.
Yes,
yes, data
Sakshi
is
is very
important for business. Data is important actually for business in a way that they can actually use the data in the right way, right? To cater your choices, to remember your preferences, so that they can serve you better. Rather than showing you 15 different choices, they may show you the last four of your selections to make your life easy. But now using data in more personalized way, say, by actually using your personal facts, and sometimes if that fact are interrupting or are more evasive in trying to do something with that, then it's problematic. Say if they share your data without telling you to the third party that may
Yeah,
try to improvise their service, then they should actually be more proactive and more simplistic in the language they use before sharing the data. So each
yeah.
time they decide to share your data, then they have to tell you, get your consent.
I have to add here because currently I see so many organizations they are collecting your survey. You maybe also give a survey about okay, we give you a certain amount of money or Amazon gift card, can you please fill out this survey? And what they do, that take your data and they sell it,
Yeah.
like your email ID, your phone numbers, your organization detail. And now what they do, they can bombarding you bulk of emails. Every day you see in your
Exactly.
email, even though you don't know them, they send you lots of email. Why? Because your
Yeah,
data
spam emails.
already have there on the database.
Yes. It's
So
one thing to have merchant contact you directly for what survey you filled out versus a third party person who is getting your data and selling it to 100 different merchants. Is it altogether?
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. Like 2 days back, I was a target of that. I had an internship offer in my SMS, where they said that you applied for it and you are now approved and we have selected you. So I was filling a form, and then I realized that it is not a Flipkart internship. It was Flipkart without I. So you can see how much these things have gone to this extent that then I
Yeah.
realized no, it's not Flipkart, it's something very different, but they are using it in an attractive way to attract all the users and to know your
Yes.
data.
yes,
Yeah.
Something
So that
we
actually,
all have
two
gone
things
through.
are there. Yeah, there are two target they have. One, say these people who are selling your data to that 100 other merchants, right? Out of 100, 10 might be hackers who are actually trying to hack the users and the customers of other 90 people. So now in this mix of all, users cannot easily recognize whether I'm getting this communication because I bought something from somewhere, or I'm having, because you yourself might have seen tons of emails saying that, hey, your Facebook account, your PayPal account is logged, your Facebook account is this, or your payment wallet is this. You may not even have wallet at that institution or that app.
Exactly.
So in the mix of all,
Dhawan, did
even
you remember same thing happened to one of news anchor in India? She got like offer letter from one of a reputed company. She literally just resigned her organization, and when she is like they are doing like a 6 month to get back to her, like okay, do your paperwork, give
yeah,
me
I
your
think
passport and visa. Did you remember that?
yeah, it was, I think, one of the reputed journalists from ndtv.com.
Yes.
NDTV, she was the news anchor and journalist, and she left her NDTV job for this fake people who promised her to get her journalism professor job in Harvard or somewhere. So that's how they treat even the people who are more vigilant and who are more careful. But sometimes you fell into that, and they literally had an elaborate email conversation waiting for you, and they kept asking sensitive documents from her for her visa. So it was very long and painful for her to lose the job and not even getting other
And
job.
they got this from like social media, and they did very good research on about her, and literally they make like live plot for her to just do some prank on her.
Yes,
Like,
hackers are more smart than organizations, is what I feel, because they research a lot about the target.
Yeah.
So
So
yes, yes,
I
Vinit,
think
you
they
are
are
right.
more
in the
smart.
That's
chat, yeah, just
Nidhi.
mentioned. I see that Vinit Patel in the chat mentioned it was Nidhi Rajdan who quit NDTV for a teaching role at Harvard. Yeah, so yeah, you are right,
Yes.
Vinit. So it was the Nidhi Rajdan who is very famous, and so it happened to her. So she wrote this blog article, and she said that it happened to her. So hackers are now trying to go after your money, your business reputation, and even trying to prank on you. There's so many ways they are doing it. So we at InfoSecure actually helping the businesses to positively get consent from the users and the customers. So it's called data access governance and compliance. So for any newcomers and any students who is in the technology or the cybersecurity field, compliance is a very big area where now organizations have started having a dedicated resources to actually look after their own applications, whether they are storing the data in a right way, they are managing the data, and consent is coming after. Especially in US, now organizations are bound by certain regulations like GDPR and CCPA. So compliance is a good career option, I think, where data privacy and all other factors matter.
Yeah, and also we can like together, just like in UK, how they are stopped to sell their data and they are having very good privacy data regulation. We can
Yes.
give like
Yeah,
India
even with
and
regulations,
US.
yeah,
Yeah,
we should help the businesses, and interact with their customers in a right way. That somebody has to start from somewhere, right? So security champions, data privacy champions should align with the organizations and come forward to help the businesses, and businesses should proactively, join them so that it's for their good as well. That they care about customers' data and they care about customers' privacy. So it's a joint collaborative effort, and I think students and professionals should join hands and work together.
Yes.
anyway, this is very nice session with Sakshi, and I like to thank again all our guests. Thank you, Shruti Rupa. Thank you, Tanika, and thank you, Sakshi, for today's
Thank you.
wonderful session.
Thank you so
You
much.
guys give us a very good insights of a business.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you, speakers.